Hello guys, good afternoon and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today I'll be showing you guys how I made this dress. Yes, so if you're interested in knowing how I made this dress, please stay tuned. Let's get right into the video. So I'm going to use this bridal organza, okay, and I am going to be using a satin fabric to line it. Alright, so first of all, I am going to go ahead and then cut the down part of the dress, okay? So I am beginning by marking my length, okay? So I am just subtracting my half length from this skirt, okay? So I'll know where my length ends and then mark it like so. So right after I get that, I want this to be my starting line, so I'm just cutting it out. Okay, so guys, next I'm marking my starting line, and then from that point I am going to input my waist measurement plus my seam allowance. Okay, note that on this dress or on this skirt. So guys, I'm subtracting my shoulder to my waist, and then from that I'm going to be marking my shoulder to low waist and shoulder to hip, shoulder to knee. Okay guys, this low waist helps me shape the dress very well, okay, so that it fits my clients perfectly. That is why I always include the low waist measurement. Okay, so next I'm going to get the length of my skirt, because this will be the actual length for my uh lining, okay, but the first length I got is going to be the length for the skirt. Okay, so I'm going to cut this off, but it will be after I have cut my main fabric. Okay, so next, impute your low waist measurement, quarter of that, and also quarter of the hip measurement. And also for the hip, you subtract 2 inches and the mark it on your knee area. And then on the length, I'm subtracting 1 inches from the knee and I'm marking it on the length line like so. So below the hip, I'm going to transfer the same hip measurement there, 2 inches from there, and then I'm going to connect it to my knee area like so. So once I'm done, I'm just going to go ahead and then connect the points together. Okay. All right, so next I'm going to connect it to the original waist measurement I got. Okay, not to the seam allowance, but the original waist measurement I got. And then I'm going to blend in the hip area. Okay, so now that that is done, I'm going to add 2 inches all the way and then go ahead and connect it like so. So the next thing is to add my zip allowance. Okay, so I'm adding 1 inch for my zip allowance, right? Yes, and then I'm going to connect everything, every point that I've made. I'm just going to connect it. So marking a 1 inch on my hip line, I'm connecting it to my, from my knee to my hip like that, and then back to my waist line. Guys, I'm going to mark half an inch there and I'm going to blend it to my waistline like that. Okay, so the reason for my half an inch is to take care of the zipper bulging around the side. So the rest of the half an inch I am returning it back to the side, okay, for the back panel. Okay, so once I'm done cutting the back panel, I am going to trim it off from the front. I hope you guys understand that. So next is to shorten the waist, okay, the waist side for the skirt. I'm going to shorten this because I've not taken any dart. I am doing a whipping amount of 3/4 inches for the waistline. Okay, now I'm just going to connect it and blend it to my waist, my side waist, like so. So I'm going to fold in the zipper allowance for the back before I go ahead and cut out the rest. Okay, you don't want the back straight, you want it looking like this. Okay, yes, you want it looking like this for the zip area. Yeah, so that when you join your zip, it doesn't look funny at the back. So the next thing is to go ahead and then draft the top part. So I'm subtracting 6 inches. Okay, then I'm making my shoulder to waist to under bust, shoulder to bust, sorry, under bust, and then waist. So I've subtracted 6 inches from that, and then now that I've got my point, I'm going to connect that into a straight line like I am doing, guys. Okay, so this is my bust, my under bust, my waist. This is my chest line. Okay, so next on the agenda is mark a quarter of your nipple to nipple measurement. Sorry, half of that. Okay, and then add your sewing allowance to it. Okay, then you connect that point straight, and on the cleavage line, I'm going, whatever I have here, I'm just going to add a quarter inches and then mark, and then so that the line kind of looks a bit shifted. Okay, so I'm marking 1 inches on my under bust and my waistline as well. Now that I'm done, just connect those 2 points together and then grab your curve and then curve this to your bust point line like so. But as you can see, I'm not connecting it directly to my bust point. I've given it a little bit of a breathing space around that area so that it can accommodate my bust very well. Okay, so on that note, I'm just going to blend in very well. Okay, so once that is done, just mark quarter of your bust, and then to the waist, mark quarter of your waist plus your that you took out. Okay, so I'm just going to add the sewing allowance, that is to join the panels together, that is 1 inch. Okay, and from my bust point, I'm coming down by 2 inches, sorry, and I'm going to mark my shoulder measurement from there, 1 inches to join the panels like I did for the sides, and then I'm going to connect these points to create my armhole line. So I'm just transferring my bust measurement right up there, and then once that is done, coming in by 1/2 inch on the cleavage or the chest line, and I'm going to create my armhole like that. So next I'm adding 2 inches for my sewing allowance, guys. All right, so that's it. Just blend in your sharp corners, and that's it for the drafting. You need a straight neck because of this particular style. Okay, so guys, for the back panel, I'm just going to transfer my measurements also there like that, ignoring my underbust measurement. Okay, so it's the bust and then the waist measurement I need for the back panel. Okay, so once I have connected that, I'm going to get my zip allowance, that is 1 inch. Okay, so once that is done, yes, I'm just going to get that, connect my zip allowance. Once that is done, I'm going in to mark a quarter of my nipple to nipple measurement at the back. Okay, and I'm going to connect that point to get my that line. Mark quarter of my bust plus sewing allowance, quarter of waist plus 1 inch, and then 1/2 inch because I'm going to take 1/2 inch from the zip area, and then plus my 2 inches for the back. I hope you guys now understand the reason I took ½ inch for my skirt. So mark your shoulder measurement and create your armhole from that point, and then connect. Also take ½ inch from the neckline and then connect to that point. Transfer same measurement to your same bust measurement to your armhole line and then connect. So mark your dots and then just go ahead and connect this. Okay, so once that is done, I'm just remember to take your ½ inch since you've already added it to your drafting. Take that out. So this is going to make the zip, the back line a little bit screwed so that it can sit well at the back of your dress. Okay, so that is it for the back panel and the front panel. Okay, so I'm going to transfer all my cutting to my main fabric. So now to the main style or to the main show, I'm calculating my ruffles around the shoulder area. So it's a shoulder measurement divided by 2. Okay, because I am going to be cutting a double flare, so divide your shoulder measurement into 2 plus your sewing allowance, and whatever result you get, you divide it by 6.28. Okay, and then you cut 2 of that because you've divided your shoulder measurement into 2. Okay, so I'm cutting my flare now. After cutting, just connect your points together. So guys, I used honestly I used 5 yards for this style. Okay, because of the ruffles around the shoulder, I used 5 good yards for this. Okay, so after you're done, just cut out your flare just like I'm doing, and then I'm going to get 2 of this. Okay, I'm going to get 2 of this because remember I divided my shoulder measurement into 2. So guys, note what I am doing. I am dividing my panels. I am matching them to the floor, to the down part. I'm just notching my corners. Okay, yes. Also, I'm going to do the same thing for the upper part, just notching those corners. Okay, and I'm going to notch this side too as well. This notching is really important because I'm going to be using that to achieve that style you see on the thumbnail. Okay, so now you match your notches because that is how it's going to be. So you match all your notches. Okay, match them. That is why the notch is really important. So guys, I got 2, like I said, I got 2 of that. Okay, so guys, I've gotten the flare. I've gotten a double flare, and also I got double for my main fabric. So now that I am done, I have joined my flare on the sides and I have turned it over with the lining on the sides. Okay, so the next thing is just to pin down. Okay, so make sure you match your notches before you pin down. Okay, pin everything down really well. Make sure you match or you arrange everything very well before you pin. So I'm pinning everywhere. Once I'm satisfied with the pinning, I'm going to top stitch like I've done. I've already top stitched. Okay, so matching the top stitches together, and I'm looking for my notch point to match them together and pin. Okay, so just match all your notches and then pin. Match all your notches and pin. Okay, just keep pinning all your notches, and once you're done, gather the rest of it. Okay, just kind of do small pleating inside and then run a stitch on. Do small pleating inside and then run a stitch on. Okay, it's just as simple as that. Okay, so match all your notches, and the once you're done, just go ahead and then whatever excess you have, just go ahead and gather that. Okay. Guys, once you're done matching all your notches, just go ahead and then do some small pleatings in between the notched points. Okay, and then just pin them. You can also take this directly to your machine and then make your small pleats along with the sewing. Okay, so as you sewing, you keep making your pleats and then you sew. So just go ahead and run. Do this for all of it and run a stitch to hold it down, just like this. Okay, so this is how it looks now. Isn't it beautiful, guys? Yes, this is the beauty of art. Okay, it looks so beautiful. So next we are going to be drafting our sleeves. So guys, drafting our sleeves, I'm just going to subtract that 6 inches I did, and then I'll mark my shoulder to my shirt length. Okay, and then on that point I'm going to mark my half of my round shirt sleeve measurement around there, and then my long sleeve measurement plus 5 inches for the excess at the bottom part. Okay, yes, so after that, just go ahead and connect those points together and mark also from your shoulder to your elbow. Okay, and then once that is done, okay, just go ahead and then transfer your elbow measurement also there as well. That is half of it because you are drafting on fold. Okay, so marking my waist measurements, just connect these points together. Okay, sorry guys, I think that is my elbow measurement. I didn't check it really well. You need to really check these things before you do. So the length and then the circumference was wrong, so I had to go and check it out again, and then I corrected it. So calculate your shoulder. Okay, and then calculate your shoulder measurement, calculate your shoulder. I don't know if you know how to calculate. If you don't know how to calculate, please let me know. I'm going to make a different video on how to get the shoulder measurement. Okay, for your sleeves. Okay, so for this I did 5 inches. Half inch is going to be for joining, and the rest is going to be able to sit around the shoulder area very nicely. Okay, guys, I finished joining my panels, okay, for the back and the front as well. Okay, so it's a double lining for the top, that is the front part, because I'm going to be adding my a bra cap to that. Also for the sleeve, I went ahead to cut the lining, and I'm already done with hemming the bottom part and also ironing this very well. Okay, so to take care of another zipper bulge, I'm folding my zip, okay, and I'm trimming off 1/2 inch from the waistline and blending it to the other side. So you see how like these zipper bulges, by doing the simple tricks, guys, you won't have any problems with zipper bulges, except someone who has an extremely curvy back, that way you have to how do I call it? You have to adjust it more on the back. Okay, so like instead of doing 1/2 inch, you can do 3/4 or even 1 inch to slope it really well inside. And then make sure that whatever you do, you go ahead and join it to the back panel. So after adding my bra caps, I'm going to join my bra together. So I'm going to sew in my 1.5 inch and stop right here, because the rest is going to be an opening. Okay, so I'm going to stop right here, 5 inches away from the sleeve, bottom part of the sleeve. The skirt is also done, guys. I've held this with a stay stitch. I've done the same thing for the backs of the skirt. Okay, now what's left is to take in my zip allowance for the back panel. Of course, I added 1 inch, so I'm going to do that and leaving my zipper opening and also the vent for the back. Okay, for the vent. Sorry, my camera became blurred at this point. I had no idea, guys. Forgive me. Okay, so after this, I'm just going to join my back panel. So you see how the zip is. Make sure you sew 1/2 inch following the shape you got at the back. Okay, yes. So once that is done, I'm going to join all my panels, my fronts to my front skirt and my back to my back skirt. Okay, yeah. So guys, after doing that, I went ahead to overlock that point, all the sewing points that I need, and now I'm going to take in my measurement for the sides. Okay, so this is my zip added. Okay, and also I've overlocked my zipper line, my waistline as well. Okay, yeah, so my bra cap has been added, my sleeve done, ironed in. So this is how it looks from the right side. Let me show you how it's going to be from the right side. Yeah, guys, you see the opening? Yeah, that is how it's going to look from the right side. Okay, okay, so now time to go ahead and attach my sleeve. Okay, so I'm going to do that, going to match the sleeves. So once I'm done attaching my sleeves, guys, I'm done. I'm going to go ahead and attach my ruffles. Okay, so from the wrong side of the dress, matching the right side of the ruffles, I'm going to go ahead and sew this down. Make sure you pin before you sew it if you can't handle the thickness of the fabric. I'm going to do that, okay, all the way through to this side, and then I'll come back and show you. So guys, this is how it looks. Isn't it beautiful? Thank you for watching. Thank you. If you've watched this video to now, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell notification so you don't miss any video I share from today onwards. Stay blessed and have a nice day. Bye.